North Carolina is in the national spotlight as lawmakers have passed a 12-week abortion ban. The Senate voted last night, and it now goes to Governor Cooper's desk. And now the governor has said he plans to veto it. However, Republicans say they have the votes to override that veto and pass the measure into law anyway. Now, among those lawmakers voting yes to that 12-week ban is Tricia Cotham. She recently made headlines because she switched parties. She was a Democrat, and now she had joined the GOP. It's of course causing a lot of buzz. And now there are some questions and concerns surrounding where she now stands on these divided party line issues. To give us some insight into this is Meet the Press moderator Chuck Todd. Okay, so Chuck, previously Tricia Cotham actually fought to protect abortion rights. And now she's voting to approve that 12-week ban. So what should voters take away from this?
Well, we're going to find out. I mean, I think that the party switch itself is certainly something voters look. I think the issue of abortion clearly has one of these few issues, particularly among women voters, that crosses party lines. So party matters in some ways slightly less here among women voters than where you stand on this issue. And the question is how do people feel about the 12 weeks? Is it seen as more of a ban? Or as more of access? I think there's an open debate about 15 weeks about whether that is still providing access to abortion. I think that there's 90% of most abortions happen before 15 weeks. So there's an argument to be made that 15 weeks is at least allowing minimum access. I don't think many people view 12 weeks as allowing minimum access. But I think that is something we're going to wait to see how public opinion handles that. And I'm also not as convinced that the veto override is a given. Let's see what happens.
So the interesting thing about this is, do you think Cotham's change of heart, so it seems, affects her validity as a lawmaker in the future? Because if someone fought for something and then all of a sudden is changing so drastically, it does lead you to question, like, what's really going on here?
Well, I was just going to say, look, I mean, one person's change of heart is evolution, and another person looks at it as nothing more than a political deal that was cut, right? I think a lot of that has to do with eye of the beholder. And, at the end of the day, it is about whether you believe the switch. When I watch a politician flip-flop on an issue, how they talk about the flip-flop, how do they explain it? Is there a rationale for why, was there a personal, on abortion a lot of times, when politicians announce a change of position from one direction to the other, there's usually a personal story involved. When there's not a personal story involved, I do think voters assume it's some sort of political deal, and it becomes less believable.
Interesting stuff. Chuck, thanks so much. And for even more Chuck Todd, be sure to tune in to Meet the Press. It's on Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on WCNC Charlotte.